Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Tokyo 2020 special edition that was released in 2021. Of course, the delay due to COVID meant that the Omega 2020 collection launched as the 2020 collection in 2021. So although the watch came out in 21, the nomenclature of the model is 2020, and you will see as much on the reverse of the watch. So two sizes were made for this yellow gold special edition, 41 millimeters, and the model you see here, which is 38 millimeters in diameter. Now the watch is relatively svelte, 12.4 millimeters thick and 44.7 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist. My wrist is always small, oval in profile, and 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see the watch wears well, no overlap of lug beyond wrist, so I can recommend this for a wrist considerably smaller than mine. I could even say that down to a 13 centimeter circumference wrist, you're going to wear this well. So this is for both male and female Olympians and aspiring Olympians. As you can see, it is flat enough to fit underneath the cuff, no issues there, so wear it with a sleeve if you desire. It is a more formal Aqua Terra, as you can see, on alligator leather, which is uncommon on this model. It's a distressed matte finish, dark blue, large rectangular scale alligator leather. You can see that it conforms to the end profile, both the curvature of the lugs and the curvature of the case, and there's a little gold infill to help the integration aesthetically. On the underside, you can see black calfskin, and you'll appreciate this is a brand new Omega factory strap. We have a folding clasp in all yellow gold. You can see externally it's polished, internally a combination of polish and engine turning. You press both triggers and it releases. Take note, a third finish satination inside. The triggers ensure that it cannot pop open by accident. There's a little system that tucks the strap, you tuck it in, you buckle it down, you close the clasp, and now no excess length is visible. It also does away with the strap minder loops, so it's a very secure and very clean clasp when everything is finally sized up and buckled. The case is familiar to Omega fans, lyre-style lugs. We have the inward bevel and the outward bevel. Satination, longitudinal down the mid-case. We have a polished bevel on the end of the lugs that thins out at the mid-case, though it doesn't diminish entirely. We have a bezel with a vertical side. It's a very short vertical segment that's stepped in from the case band to pare down the apparent visual mass. And then there's a conical profile. Here we have an unusual use of a push-down crown on an Aqua Terra, not a screw-down, though the watch is still 150 meters water-resistant. The dial is blue ceramic, zirconium oxide, and Omega says as much with the chemical symbol just below the hands at center. So the logo of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics served as the basis for this laser-ablated pattern on the ceramic dial. And the ceramic has a lot of the enduring qualities of enamel without the fragility or the expense. In handsome contrast to the blue, we have yellow gold indices and yellow gold hands with the yellow gold Omega logo and marquee up at the top of the dial, and a very minimal date disc down at 6 o'clock. We'll do a quick flip to the opposite side, and you can see that this watch includes caliber 8801, which is based on the 8800 that you'll find in a standard diver 300 meter. The difference here is that we have a solid gold rotor and a solid gold hallmarked balance bridge. So this is an automatic winder, 55-hour power reserve, hacking seconds, and quick set date. We have bracing against shock, courtesy of a rotor that's on a ball bearing system rather than a jeweled staff. We have a full balance bridge. We have a free sprung balance against all of these features mitigating against shock. The beat rate is 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is a Swatch Group silicon hairspring specific beat rate. And though you can't quite see it underneath the logo for the Olympics, which by the way is the basis for that dial, you can see it well in contrast there. Well, this watch has a coaxial escapement tri-level as envisioned by George Daniels in the 70s, industrialized by Omega in the 90s, and today it realizes all of the potential of the original design, improving power reserve, chronometry, and intervals between service. We have here 35 pivot jewels and decoration, including the combination of rose gold and rhodium-plated brass bridges with arabesque spiral, Côte de Genève, blackened screws. There are also polished screws internally. and it is anti-magnetic to over 15,000 Gauss. It is also a master chronometer, which means this coaxial movement meets all of the chronometry standards of the ISO 3159, but it goes beyond, being tested in 6 positions as a fully cased-up watch for accuracy and precision, but also a test of winding efficiency, power reserve, shock resistance, water resistance, and anti-magnetism. METAS, or the Master Chronometer Certification, truly is an all-encompassing test of the finished watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this watch, which includes both stop seconds and a quick set date. And I'm not going to leave you hanging. Here's a loom shot of the Olympic Aqua Terra.